trying to branch out from just Star Wars games a little bit more. Anyway, today I want to talk about the New Republic, and specifically the New Republic from Star Wars Legends. Like the canon New Republic, the galactic government of old had lots of sort of bonehead moments. I think one that we'll very frequently refer to correctly is their poor handling of the Yuuzhan Vong invasion. Basically, they didn't handle the Vong as they were piercing the galactic border. The Yuuzhan Vong got entrenched, and that apathy led to a very long war with the death of trillions of sentients resulting. However, mishandling the war was really a bunch of poor moves. Today I want to talk about one missed opportunity specifically by the New Republic that could have changed the face of the galaxy. So in 10 ABY, the reborn Emperor Palpatine launched a devastating attack against the galaxy. His attack was powered by many new machines of war, including his Eclipse class Super Star Destroyer, new tanks with basically impenetrable armor, new droid-controlled starfighters, and of course, the World Devastators. Now, I've done a video all about the World Devastators previously, and I would argue that they're actually one of, if not the most powerful weapons in the Star Wars universe. Not only powerful though, but very, very deadly. The main principle behind a World Devastator is that it repurposes matter into weapons of war, or presumably anything else. The machines are powered by gigantic furnaces, they're usually controlled entirely by droids, and because of their armor and shielding, they are almost indestructible. You point a World Devastator at something you don't want to exist anymore, you input the design for whatever you'd like it to spit out, and you basically have an unstoppable mobile furnace. Some of this technology already did exist, albeit in much smaller forms. We have, for example, the construction droids of Coruscant, but the thing about the World Devastator was that it took basically every element of technology within it to the next level. When it comes to warfare, World Devastators were entire fleets upon themselves. They didn't need to be protected. They go into battlefield, they were armed with weapons and shielding, and the New Republic was actually unable to destroy a single World Devastator without having Luke on the inside feeding out the signal codes for the machines, which basically allowed them to be shut off remotely.
She's giving up on checking all the loggers.
Reading to seem like there was more water in the ship than there actually was. Thinking the ship was taking on too much water and sinking, the captain may have thought he was erring on the side of caution when he evacuated his wife, daughter, and crew to the lifeboat.
All right. Well, I admire your commitment to educating people about boats and sounding rods.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, people are going to be educated in this episode.
It's going to be thrilling right there. But it is thrilling because it's logical and it's a good theory.
It feels so premature to be like, well, the ship is perfectly afloat. My
Yes.
rod's telling me some stuff. But we can't trust my rod.
Yeah.
Let's all abandon ship.
Also-
Because then, as you're moving away, you still see the ship perfectly fine on the horizon. Everyone's probably like, I think the ship's, why don't we go back to the ship? Ship's looking
Pretty damn good.
choice out there.
Okay, the ship is looking like it's floating.
Yeah.
Pretty buoyant, that ship. But also, if the idea that like, oh, he knows his ship is watertight, therefore the presence of water that he found with his little rinky-dink sounding rod would make him alarmed. It wouldn't, because he would realize, oh, the ship's watertight. That water down there is probably just from the storm that we got. The water just came through the deck.
Yeah.
To assume that this theory is true is also assuming that this captain has no knowledge of the sea at all.
Yeah. And that
To
is
me.
not true. He is a seasoned seaman.
You just wanted to say seaman, didn't you? Say seaman right now and don't smirk.
Seaman.
He did it. Okay, don't smirk like that. I don't like that. Our next theory is, of course, a seaquake. According to the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory, the area around the Azores is one of the most seismically active in the world. There is evidence that an 8.5 magnitude seaquake occurred within a month after the Mary Celeste was found abandoned, and it's possible a foreshock struck the boat and went unrecorded. An earthquake at sea could have caused the ship to be severely shaken, perhaps breaking open the 9 barrels discovered empty, filling the bilges with alcohol and fumes. If there were ominous rumblings in the cargo that could signal an imminent gas explosion, it could explain the hasty departure. Admittedly, there are some problems with this theory. The 9 empty barrels did not necessarily indicate they had been broken. Instead, those 9 barrels had been made of red oak rather than white oak like the rest of the cargo, and were more likely empty by natural seepage. If this was the case, there would be no fumes or cause for an explosion. Additionally, the rest of the ship was not found in a huge amount of disarray. Instead, the majority of the personal belongings left behind seemed to be undisturbed and in place. Look, we're Angelinos here. I'm a native Angelino, you're a transplant. That's right. Even still, we know our way around a quake. We've danced before.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, there would be some things out of place.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
And if you have barrels, there's going to be seepage. Seasoned seaman's seen some seepage.
You've done it. You've done it. Are you happy with yourself?
It's fun to say.
It is pretty fun to say.
But yeah, but a quake at sea?
Kind of hard to decipher that, with, you know, with the waves and such.
Yeah, like
These
how-
waves seem a little more wavy.
Yeah, doesn't the water just sort of absorb that?
I would think so.
I mean, water's not going.
I mean, I've never been in an earthquake at sea, but I have been in an earthquake in a tub.
Oh, what was that like?
The water was all shifting around, and I was like, whoa! I was floating around there like Paddington Bear.
Was Rubber Ducky there?
Rubber Ducky was not there.
Oh.
It was a hot tub, though. It wasn't like a...
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That sounds dope.
It was crazy.
I'd be like, oh, yeah, baby.
I was in there like, oh, better not spill my beer.
I don't want to spill my margarita.
I had to move it around like this to regulate. It was great. Anyways, I don't know if I really buy this one either, based on the state of the ship.
Yeah, it sounds dumb.
This indeed does bring up the question then, what happened to the crew?
Our fourth and final theory is that the crew of the Mary Celeste was abducted by aliens, or attacked by a giant sea monster, perhaps an octopus with giant limbs.
Wait, are you actually gonna do this? What are you doing?
I'm citing the theory.
The floor is yours.
And Keenan's girl, he was often turning the Keenan's girl and his partner against each other because he just likes drama and he just likes to see people in pain and hating each other. And the sad thing is, he's doing the same thing to his own fans live on Twitch. He's starting drama, he's ruining his fans' mental health, and then he's turning the fans against each other. And then, worst of all, Mr. Onion likes to pick one fan that he continuously bullies. And there's a fan, or a former fan, called Tamara. I'm naming her name because she has been public telling her story, but she got bullied so badly by Mr. Onion that she had to leave the server. And yeah, you have to know this information because, you know, it will be broadcast in the screen that we're about to watch. But now everyone, grab your popcorn and that's just kidding, seriously, this is gonna be absolutely terrible to watch. So yeah, but let's watch. So, what is happening is that there's a big fan of Mr. Onion that we're just gonna call Mac. And this fan, Mac, suggested a game to Mr. Onion called Life is Strange. Sounds wholesome, right? I'm sure most of you at home would be like, wow, that's so wholesome and kawaii. I know it is, but spoiler alert, this little suggestion will make Mr. Onion not great on his poor fan. Meow! I wanted to come inside the room. It's my cat, Aruni. Hello.
Now that you mention it, he doesn't respond to Victoria's flirting. That means he has good taste.
Did you know that I could not care less about Victoria's
Rachel Amber
flirting?
absolutely has it. Like I said, you have a lot to learn. Max.
This game fucking sucks, and it's your fault.
So, Mr. Onion here played the game for less than 15 minutes, and because him, the Fax Machine 5000, didn't like the game right away, he has to let his fan know that the game sucks. And also, it's the fan's fault that the game sucks. And he has to let her know that it's all her fault that the game sucks. And then he laughs in groomer.
I don't really like teenager conversations. Like literally, if you came up to me and said, "Hey James, do you like teenager conversations?" I would say, "Are you smoking crack?" No, I don't. I hate teenagers. They are the most annoying people on earth, most of them. Like literally, do you like teenager conversations? That should be the name of the game. And I would like never play it because that's honest.
So here we have Mr. Onion telling his teenage fans that he hates nothing more than teenage conversations. And even worse, teenagers. Ugh, he hates that. But here's the plot twist. Mr. Onion actually loves nothing more than those sweet teenagers. He even ignores his partner and his kids so he can have these sweet teenage conversations in voice chat live on Twitter. Oh my god, hallelujah.
I realize the first 2 chapters of this game aren't just character development, right? So, yeah, the game sucks. That was an awful game. I was bored the whole time.
And then Mr. Onion brutally uninstalls the game.
Oh, Fantasy, thank you so much for the sub. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Oh, I hope you enjoyed emails. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Okay. I don't know what's going on back there. Okay, sure.
Them. Well, they do hold a strange, obscure place in my heart. As a child, I used to go to my local video store called Extravision, and I would always browse the horror section, and these films were always there, next to things like the Puppet Master films and the Tremor sequels, and they brought me back to a really beloved childhood pastime. As an adult, I would obviously much rather eat sandpaper than watch these films again, but if there is one takeaway that I feel is worth a genuine moment of appreciation, it's Warwick Davis. The dude gave it his all and created a truly memorable icon to represent schlock direct-to-video entertainment. It's a culture within itself, one that gives a monstrous middle finger to both big-budget and highbrow art by cultivating a niche fandom of genuinely positive supporters who embrace the modesty and abundant flaws within them. Sometimes it's humbling to be reminded that quality isn't necessarily everything in life, and we all just need to relax, grab a big oil pint, and go find hope at the end of the rainbow. Fuck you, I would like to see you try and make this series insightful.
some cowboy.